Hi everybody, I'm Mark with Magnify Film and Media. So last video we talked about the why of the documentary about man-up adventures that I am producing. So what I wanted to get first in this documentary is Nathan Thompson's story.
As I moved into years 15 and 16, I started to understand that for the first time in my life, I wasn't smart enough, talented enough. I didn't have enough willpower to beat something. And the shame of like a hidden sin in such an intimate, wrapped up in such intimate places, I started to really get bogged down by that. And I started to really suffer with shame and guilt.
There weren't going to be any funds involved unless I raised them. And with the belief that God is guiding me to make this documentary, I definitely put him to the test to see if the funds would come through. I started a GoFundMe page, which started off really slow. There was only a couple people that donated 10 or 20 bucks. And I thought, well, I'm gonna do this anyway. I'm gonna use my money to produce this video. And whether people donate to the cause or not, I'm still going. So I booked the flights, booked the hotel. My wife and I were gonna be on our way to Wyoming, Bighorn Mountain, to get B-roll footage and to interview Nathan Thompson and some Man-Up Adventures alumni about their stories and their experiences. Literally a couple days after I spent the money just starts rolling into my GoFundMe page, and everything is paid for down to the last penny, almost the exact amount for everything that was booked. Almost all of them were members of my networking group, Master Networks, and I want to give a big shout out to them. Love you guys. Love everyone that donated and everyone that's just supported me emotionally during this production. So let's talk about the trip. My wife and I left out of Champaign and flew to Chicago and made it to Billings, Montana. We traveled up to Bighorn Mountain in Wyoming to meet up with Nathan Thompson, while my wife went to the ladies' version of Man-Up Adventures called Heartworks, which was on the other side of the campground. As an aspiring minister myself, I got to hang out with Nathan Thompson for a good week and was poured into by him. An awesome man of God. I was the one that walked away blessed. I lugged all my equipment up to the top of this mountain and stayed in a tent and a car. I thought I was coming to do the work, but I was the one that was worked on by God through this man of God, Nathan Thompson.
I had been trying to fight a spiritual battle in the physical realm. I had read all the books, I had multiple accountability partners. I had tried everything. I had journaled, every time I'd have, a failure, I would journal the last 3 days. I'd have all my triggers written down, and it's good to know all those things, but those things alone can't fix us.
Seeing how good of a father he is to his daughter, and seeing how good of a husband he is, was really inspiring and really checked my spirit. It was like going to Man-Up Adventures, but just having one-on-one time and not having to go on the grueling hikes, which I'm a city boy. I'm not a camper or a hiker, so it was rough for me. I had a lot of spiritual moments. We prayed together, and he brought something to the surface in me that I felt died a long time ago, which was the realization and the need for spiritual warfare. I let go of a lot of things in my life, a lot of protection in my life by slacking on my prayer life. And Nathan helped me realize that I am not as on point as I think I am, that I need to be praying, binding and loosing after I'm around a situation that just doesn't feel right, or that when my discernment radar goes off, I need to pray over myself before I come home, before I let any kind of spiritual junk into my home that affects my wife or myself or anything in my home. And even what I watch. I've always been pretty careful about what I watch since I've given my life to God. But I have slacked on praying over myself and over my home if something extreme gets through that I wasn't planning on seeing. It was like tearing a page out of the enemy's playbook and getting into the battle according to how the devil fights.
Welcome to the craziest Bighorns adventure ever. It is August 6th. It is 36 degrees out, and this storm came through and dropped. This is not really snow. This is hail. This is like snow hail.
It hailed pretty bad up there. Little chunks of hail, but pretty dangerous, pretty intense. It destroyed a lot of the campground where the ladies were at Heartworks. It dropped everything to go see if they were okay. They were close to the bottom of the mountain when the hail hit, and they didn't even know that it hit. And so we jumped in the truck, put ourselves in danger to make sure that they were okay, and even gave up his camper for them to come in and do the last part of their adventure, which was a rite of passage, while we waited outside in the car or waited in our tents. At least I thought I was in danger. I mean, I am not the adventure guide like Nathan Thompson is. We probably weren't even in danger. I just thought that I was. But it was pretty intense to me. So the journey is not over yet. I still have a couple more trips to go. I need to go to St. Louis, my hometown, thank God, and interview Nathan's father. I'd like to interview his wife, and we are gonna go on another trip to a Tier 2 alumni adventure so I can film more B-roll footage and get footage of a Man Up Adventures trip in action and document the change of people coming through in real time and capture the essence of what actually goes on at Man Up Adventures. So I do have a working title for the documentary, and it is called Rite of Passage. Magnify Film and Media, I am complete.